what is the week of running UTMB going to be like for you? Are you going to go off into the mountains and hide?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we ran away too far, but we do dash in and out of the village, try and get some more quiet time, mostly because I think the week like disappears really
Yeah,
quickly if you're caught up in the busyness and the excitement. So
I
kind of
bet.
try and slow time down a little.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, you're talking about slowing down. That's something that you absolutely have not done. Since we talked last, you've done Western States. You went to Hard Rock, and I saw you crewing for Hillary Yang, I
hmm
believe. You've moved on to Chamonix. I mean, it's just the clip at which you move is insane. Like, do you get to rest? Did you have rest weeks in there, or was it just all go all the time?
Yeah, no, lots of rest. Found it like the best to go up to Hard Rock. I mean, you're, surrounded by the best people, more about community time, which is cool. And like you are recovering still.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's lots of people who want to go play in the mountains, but
Yeah,
you don't have to go very fast. So it was like at high altitude, moving in the mountains at a slow recovery pace, which was perfect. And then kind of finishing off the week with pacing Hillary. So got to, move strong in the mountains. I mean, doing the final 18 miles with her, so as fast as you can move on 100 miles, but she was like doing really well and we had like such a good time. So it's just so special to get that time in the
yeah,
mountains together.
yeah. Well, speaking of like what you do between your big events, I watched that 15 hours with Emily Hawgood that Billy Yang put out, really like right around race day, it seemed, for Western States.
Yeah.
And so one of the things that's unique, so the world, runners like me don't run super fast, do it for love, but still want to try and run 100 miles or further. We'll get coaches, and we'll pay a certain amount of money per month, and we'll get a meeting. Well, in that video that Billy did, you talked about Paul Lind, your coach. Like at your level, the coach feels like way different. You're not taking one weekly phone call and then he's telling you just what to do. Like it seems like there's a much bigger relationship. Like you guys were having a steak together. Like what's it like at your level in the relationship with your coach? What are you doing? What is that?
Yeah, and I think Paul does it really uniquely, and me and Paul have a unique relationship. He's one of my best friends, and get to spend a lot of time with him. I mean, he's family through and through, and I trust him 100%. So it's been fun to kind of negotiate our relation or like navigate our relationship at the elite level, and like how much communication that requires, or like that he's willing to put aside to be in touch
Mm.
with me and stay in comms and like follow my runs and really be on top of it. And I've really appreciated the extra time and like him really caring and being as all in the process as I am.
Is he
Um,
scripting out your full workday, your full 8 hours, 5 days a week? Is he helping you think through all of that, or is it just the
no,
runs?
just just
Okay.
the runs, and then I have a strength coach too. So Pat
Oh,
McCurry, and we do that part together, which is cool, and works really well. And then I fit around all my life things around all of those.
so then do you have? I mean, uh, I'm trying to do the math on how much time you have left outside of those things. Do you also have a manager that helps with schedule? Do you have an assistant? Like, I mean, that's just so many moving parts. What's that like?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's part of being a professional athlete is time management. I was just
Yeah.
talking with a friend today of like how many parts of the elite life maybe people don't realize of like,
Yeah.
and I think big things of those are like scales of like how much things you have to keep in balance. And one of those things I think is time management and how
It's
you fit
amazing.
it all in and still be a good person and not too
Yeah.
hangry all the time.
But Brian, take it away.
Yeah. Well, it's good to see you again, Emily. As Josh mentioned last time we talked to you, you were preparing for Western States, and you went out there and had an impressive, top 10 finish again, and true Emily form. So I wanted to know, though, you had this double planned out earlier in the year. What's the difference in the mindset of when you're running Western States, knowing that you've got UTMB? Is that something that maybe Paul helps you with, or what have you noticed different about your mindset, over these last couple months as you've gone through these two events?
Yeah, I mean, I don't even think about UTMB until after states, so that kind of helps because I it's not on the
It's that
radar.
easy. Oh
Yeah.
man, I couldn't imagine. That's
Yeah,
wild.
and that's kind of like the way I respect the body too, of like not thinking about it too early, because like if something were to happen at states, and I needed to take UTMB off the cards. I think that's an easier way to do it too, of like just respecting the process of the body working, building to 100 miles, racing 100 miles, and then recovering from 100 miles, and then from there, kind of moving to the next goal of UTMB.
Right. What I really appreciate or admire about you is kind of the way you navigate as a professional. So, you came off of, the high of the Western States experience, and like Josh said, you went straight into hard rock, but it was there in a supportive role, so you weren't there with, any sort of attention or anything. You were there helping somebody else be successful on a day. Speak to how much that helps you in recovery and then stoking the fires for you to quickly turn around for UTMB.
Yeah, I think I really appreciate you saying that. And yeah, I love being on the other side of the sport too, so in the supportive role. And I think our community makes our sport possible. I mean, how many people were out there at Western States crewing and volunteering and being out there? I mean, I ask my friends all the time, to come crew, and my family, and they set aside a lot of time and money and resources to be there and support me. But even just being there through both like the good days and the bad, and I love being able to give back, and it was perfect timing to like using it as recovery and things like that, but just being able to support someone. And I think you learn so much maybe about yourself too when you're racing in that mind, and like those situations, like if you've been a crew or a pacer before, you have so many tools in your back pocket for even your own racing. And then the same way around, like when you're have the experience of racing 100 miles and you step up to crew someone, you feel like you can crew them in such a good way too, because you just have all these like things that you can be like, hey, well, maybe you need maybe you need this, or put this sweatshirt on because it's gonna get cold. I know you're boiling right now, but you're gonna get cold here because we're gonna stop at this aid station. And like little things like that like really make a difference. So you feel like you have a really like big impact, but also it helps
Right.
you appreciate everyone who does it for you.
Absolutely. Yeah, I love that. We can all resonate with that as the 95. So as we turn to UTMB, I mean, I can't get my head around it. Like, does the body truly recover that quickly from Western States at the elite level? Is it something that, you do feel like the double is doable without much of a compromise?
Yeah, for sure.
That's
I mean,
wild.
I think that like my state's training block plays so much into my UTMB race. So yes, I view them as different races, but I don't view them as different training plans, which is kind of cool. So like I don't, and maybe this is my mindset too, of like how I successfully do the doubles is like I've done this huge block for Western States. I'm not starting a new block to run UTMB. I'm just adding to my Western States block, and you already have a pretty good peak run for
Right.
a UTMB once you've done states, which is kind of special too. So yeah, I mean it's always a science, and the body changes and things happen, or like you have to deal with things or figure things out, but just having that patience too with the body, and like taking it all in stride and really working through it. And again, like after states, I said like it's super important not to carry things from year to year or from race to race. And I feel like that specifically with the double is realizing that every year between the doubles is not going to be the same. And like what little things can you maybe do better? What, what things can you learn from the year before, but also what can you leave behind from the year before? Those sort of things have really been key in making sure that I make sure the body's the best at both start lines.
Right. Do you think either of these two courses lend to any of your strengths more naturally, and one maybe you have to work harder on, or do you think you're a pretty diverse athlete where both can be a strength of yours?
I think that's been developed over time. Initially,
Okay.
I would say like, oh yeah, like UTMB is way more my strength. Like states has been something I've had to work on a lot,
Wow.
which is cool. And then, but now I feel like even for states, like states and UTMB, I feel like I have the same strengths, sort of, I think.
Yeah.
I haven't thought about that in a while. I used to have the
That's
response
awesome.
right on the edge of my tongue.
Yeah.
Right. Well, we always love catching up with you. I always feel, so much more uplifted. So
Aw.
we're going to be rooting for you hard. And yeah, Josh,
Yeah.
take us home.
Yeah,
you.
well, yeah. I think one last question I have for you to take us out here is, you talk about your family a lot. You talk about the sacrifice that your parents make. I am just curious, in a classic "Where Are They Now" sort of sense. Like your brother, you said your parents sacrificed for you and your brother. Every chance they got, they sacrificed for him. What's he up to?
Yeah, he's actually on the farm. He
Really?
took over from my dad, so my dad is technically retired, but he's not retired.
Dairy farmer?
Dairy farmer, yeah.
Nice.
Dairy and then crops, so like potatoes and then all the things that feed the cows. Yeah, so he's hard at work on the farm.
Is he going to be on the crew?
He won't. No,
Okay.
I know. We still haven't got him out to come to one of these big races.
Well,
Yes,
it's hard to get a farmer. It's hard to get a farmer out of there.
You know the drill.
Yeah. All right. Well, we appreciate you. We're rooting for you, and let's do this
Thank
again
you.
sometime.